Good morning and welcome to After GMS. We are live on the News 2 Facebook page as we are every weekday at 7:45, and so glad to see our regulars again joining us so loyally day after day. We have some great conversations coming up, but first some introductions. I'm Megan Malaris alongside Marissa Tansino. Stacey Spivey is working from home, and Ed Matthews and Terrain Kirksey are keeping a close eye on this changing forecast.
Yes, it's going to be nice today, though.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, exactly. Not too bad at all today. We will see a mix of sun and clouds as we go through the day today, and I can't rule out some gusty winds occasionally. We can see a few gusts up to 20, 25 miles per hour. Temperatures end up in the mid-70s, and a cold front approaches tonight, and that's when things start to change. Not expecting a lot of precipitation from it, but we could see an isolated shower or two, not only late tonight, but as we go on into tomorrow. We're going to keep that rain chance at your house only around 30%. Colder air moves in behind it. The winds will pick up even more, and it's going to drive in that colder air. So by the time Thursday morning rolls around, we can see temperatures in the low to mid 30s across the Piedmont. So some frost will be possible to start the day on Thursday. And then Thursday afternoon, temperatures will struggle to make it into the low 60s. And then by Friday morning, we will once again see a chance of some frost. And then after that, temperatures will begin to moderate through the weekend. Another decent chance of rainfall will arrive on Saturday, and I think that'll be the next halfway decent chance of some widespread rain, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, but of course we'll keep you updated as necessary.
And before we get into this first talker, Ed, I just have to let you know about a comment from Jessica. She said, Ed Matthews, you know what? I grew up watching you as a kid to see if we were having a snow day, and now I watch you to see the same for my kids. Thank you for all you do.
That was so sweet. Thank you, Jessica. I just read that and commented back to her, feeling a little old, but that's okay.
Well, we are feeling youthful because we are in this spirit of vacation season, perhaps on the cusp of summer. And as more people get vaccinated for COVID-19, travel restrictions are easing here in the U.S. But U.S. officials are now advising against international travel. Stacey, this is our first conversation. You have the scoop on that.
That's right. Monday, the U.S. State Department said they would issue specific warnings not to visit to nearly 80% of countries because of the COVID-19 pandemic. They say it's because of cases spiking and testing access while traveling. So this morning, we're asking you to weigh in about this as to whether that this would change your travel plans because of those new guidelines. Let's go ahead and see what some of you have already said this morning so far. Kathy was in the Dominican Republic last week. She says, I felt very safe. Masks were mandatory. There were temperature checks before entering restaurants and stores. Hand sanitizer was available everywhere. COVID tests were done at the resort before re-entry into the U.S. And another viewer writes, we are vaccinated. I feel comfortable and will not cancel plans to visit Jamaica in July. Ooh, Jamaica sounds really nice. So you can keep commenting right now and let us know if these new recommendations, they're not restrictions, but new recommendations would make you want to change your travel plans. Again, this is for 80% of the world's countries. They're saying they do not want you to travel there. As you know, though, a lot of countries already are saying, nope, you can't come here anyway. I know that some have opened up their borders to Americans as of late, but still a lot of countries don't want Americans back in here.
Yeah, just reading on our News 2 Facebook page, Greece is now allowing American travelers in without that quarantine period under certain conditions. So, you know, a lot is evolving and changing, and the State Department has not listed those specific international countries it is currently warning against, but plans to do so soon. That said, it does certainly seem like domestic travel is ramping up. One of my family members was on the phone line with a major airline yesterday trying to make a flight adjustment, and there was a 4-hour wait for a call back. And I think that's a testament to just how many people, Ed, are trying to book flights this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly enough, I'm kind of looking at the flip side. I'm not going to be traveling to another country. Of course, I'm going to Key West in June. And interestingly enough, I'm supposed to meet some friends from London in Key West. And their plans are up in the air. They don't know what the British government is going to be doing. I think they're supposed to make a decision by the 17th of May. But I tell you what, right now it's not looking good. And I've been Zooming with them over the past year. They have had some of the most restrictive situations with the COVID restrictions of anywhere in Europe or the world for that matter. So I'm kind of looking at the flip side.
Yeah, and Marissa, it seems like it's not so much the flights themselves, because we've heard the CDC recently come out and say, well, air travel is safe, especially if you have the vaccine and are taking precautions, but it's the precautions that are in place in some of these other countries that are not necessarily parallel to what we've been doing here.
Right. And I'm just for myself, I have noticed, trying to travel safely within the country here over the last year, not doing it as often as I used to before. But in December, traveled to Massachusetts on a plane. You're starting to see things. I traveled as recently as a month ago, and you're starting to see things slowly pick up within the country here. But as far as going internationally, I think a lot of people are still hesitant, clearly. So
yeah, Taran, I know you have family and friends in other states. How are you feeling about air travel versus driving places this summer?
I feel okay about air travel around the country. I mean, you look at the number of people that have been vaccinated, and at the end of the day, we're really blessed to live in this country where the resources are available to get the vaccine out to so many people, to just about anybody that wants one can get one at this point. So I'm feeling more comfortable about domestic travel, and really I'm moving in the direction of feeling more comfortable towards international travel as well. I think at the end of the day, it is a testament to, number one, science to allow for the rollout of these vaccines on one hand, and on the other hand, increasing the ability to deal with COVID cases that do make it to the hospital, better therapies and things like that to treat it. So all of this is pushing us in a positive direction, but I don't think I'm quite ready to open the door up yet for myself, but I'm sure there are people that are comfortable, and if so, and if you feel like you take the precautions you need to for you and your family, and also for the neighborhood and the environment at large as far as the people you're going to be interacting with, then go for it.
And Stacey, I know you mentioned earlier you have had a recent positive experience traveling to your home state of Arkansas. So share that, and also tell us a little bit about what others are saying on our feed here.
Yeah, I just went home this weekend for a baby shower, which was a lot of fun, and it was great to see friends and family safely, of course. And I was really impressed by the airlines, the way that they were handling it. The specific one that I traveled on, though, I think did the best that I've seen so far in this pandemic. I mean, even when you were stepping on the plane, the flight attendant handed you a little sanitizing wipe for you to wipe down your area before you were going to sit down, and everyone was required to wear a mask. And I just feel like that they really did handle everything appropriately. So, asking people if this would change their travel plans, this new warning from the State Department, it seems like most people in our feed do plan to travel, but not anywhere internationally. Let's see, it was Jessica, I believe, that said that she said, no, thank you, I don't want to get stuck somewhere, which is totally understandable. Carl, his family is in Orlando, Florida right now, said weather is good. That's nice. Enjoy your trip down there. Let's see, Angel said if they did make testing a requirement to enter and return, she would maybe go. But Bobby doesn't plan on traveling out of the country anytime soon. Jason, he said, about as international I'm going to get is Miami. Joe said the only place she wants to go is Maine to see her daughter and soon to be grandson. A lot of people also sharing that, just some of their plans for staying within the country. I think that's probably what it's going to be like, kind of baby steps. Everyone's going to start traveling, here within North Carolina and in the country. And then maybe once things get a little more settled down, then maybe head out of the country.
Seeing a more gradual trip back into things might be what we should expect at this point.
Yeah, and Patricia brought up a point saying that we are all, I think, at a point in this pandemic where mental health is starting to take a priority, and weighing the pros and cons given your comfort level, whether you feel safe, whether you feel vaccinated, and weighing that against, some of the mental health benefits of going to see loved ones, of taking a vacation and relaxing. I mean, this has really been a trying time for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we will have our next conversation coming up. Thanks for your input on this one, but we do have to get to some morning headlines. So let's start with this. The Federal Mass Vaccine Clinic at the Four Seasons Mall in Greensboro is extending its operation through May 27th. They'll be administering the Pfizer vaccine through that date. Appointments are open for tomorrow through Friday this week. You make an appointment online or by phone, but the clinic will also now take walk-ins. If you do want to book a spot at a specific time ahead of time, we have scheduling information on WFMYnews2.com. As more North Carolinians arrange their vaccine appointments, here's how we are doing so far. 27% of North Carolina is fully vaccinated. About 37% already has gotten at least one shot. In political news, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson says he will not run for U.S. Senate in 2022, despite speculation that he would. In a statement, Lieutenant Governor Robinson wrote, quote, "I am proud of what my team and I have accomplished in such a short period of time and look forward to building on our progress," end quote. By the way, North Carolina Senator Richard Burr is not running for re-election for his seat. If you are looking for a job, listen to this. 2 career fairs are happening tomorrow. The first is a drive-through event at the Greensboro Coliseum, hosted by the Career Center of the Southwest. You must register in advance and can find a link to that on our website. North Carolina Tech is also hiring for internships through full-time positions, including remote roles. You can find registration information for that career fair on their website.
And the deadline for North Carolina school districts to come up with a 6-week summer program is quickly approaching. Governor Roy Cooper signed the Summer Learning Choice for NC Families bill into law earlier this month, requiring in-person summer classes. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller has more on the bill and what districts have planned.
Well, after spending nearly a year learning from home, some students will be required to spend the summer in school to recover from learning loss. The statewide summer program is open to those who struggled with remote learning during the pandemic. The education bill signed by Governor Roy Cooper covers the 6-week in-person summer courses. School districts have 30 days before their last day of school to present their summer plans to the state. One Guilford County principal thinks enforcing this bill correctly could make a difference.
We need to make sure it's a little bit targeted to make sure that it's individualized for if you and I are in this group of what we need to make sure we're open for next year and some of our friends are in this group, then we need to cater to both of those groups to make sure we get what we want for the outcomes.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools announced their summer program on Facebook yesterday. They're offering 16 different programs at sites throughout the city and county. Courses include advanced learning and a credit recovery course for seniors. And for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, registration is open now through April 30th for pre-K through 12th grade students. Now, this bill requires districts to reach out to families directly who have children who are at risk of failing and offer this program to them directly. You can get information on registration and programs that these districts are offering at our website at WFMYnews2.com.
All right, this next conversation is a good one for anyone watching us over some breakfast. This morning, Stacy, we are talking about milk. Do you have any?
That's right. First off, we've got to ask, got milk? There are so many milk options and alternatives on the market today, and we want you to get involved in our conversation. But first, listen to this. An Amish dairy company is hoping to appeal to milk drinkers with flavored options. They include maple, coffee, strawberry, and in the summer, peach and blackberry milk. Interesting. So this morning we want to know, do you drink milk regularly, or do you prefer milk alternatives like almond or soy, or do you just skip milk altogether? Go ahead and let us in the comment section below. I've already seen a lot of responses so far in the feed. I prefer almond milk. It's not that I don't know that I won't drink regular milk. I just prefer the taste of almond milk. Ever since I've tried it, I feel like it's a little bit sweeter, and I really enjoy it. And honestly, the chocolate almond milk is probably my favorite. It's so delicious. You can't even really tell the difference. But I've tried soy milk. It's not too bad. I've tried coconut milk. It's not bad. I'm just, I'm good with all of it, I guess. I don't like whole milk though. And my brother and my husband can drink it. It's just too thick for me, honestly. But what about you guys? Megan, what do you like to drink?
Yeah, I'm not a huge whole milk fan, although my toddler is obsessed with the organic, expensive whole milk, of course, that we find at the supermarket. My husband's all about the cheapest 2% he can buy. And then I prefer more almond milk or no milk. But I saw a funny question from one of our viewers here who said, honest question, how do you milk an almond? Well, there's a process. Apparently it involves grinding the almonds with the water and then draining it. And when you do that, you get this milky white pulp. So obviously it's not milk in how we mammals
Imagine it.
consider it, but it is a milky-like substance.
Yeah.
Taran, what's your vote?
I like almond milk as well, but usually I'm a 2% milk guy. When I was younger, it was whole milk or nothing. Like I don't know what happened. I got older and just my body changed. It was like, no, I don't like that much milk that pure. So yeah, we water it down now to 2%, and that's what we buy usually. But I do like the taste of almond milk. But with all that said, when it comes to summertime, milk is not the beverage that really comes to mind. I'm not going to drink milk and then go exercise in the heat. It just doesn't seem like that.
Now, Ed, we know you like your cheer wines, your Dr. Pepper, but you got a milk mustache every once in a while?
Oh yeah, anything with sugar in it. I tell you what, just like Taran, when I was younger, I drank whole milk by the gallon. I absolutely love it. And apparently I drank too much because along came type 2 diabetes. And my doctor put me on skim milk. And that was the grossest stuff I've ever had in my life. But I got used to it. And then within the past couple of years, my doctor has put me on the soy milk or the almond milk, if you will. And that's what I'm on now. But I only use it for cereal and things like that, very limited. But it's the vanilla, unsweetened almond milk. I've gotten used to it. And I bought a little container of whole milk a month or so ago because I was making some pudding and I wanted to use whole milk, be unhealthy for a change. And that stuff is gross. I mean, and I used to drink it all the time, but it is liquid whipped cream with extra sugar. You see, I've gotten used to the no sugar stuff.
Well, and that's the thing about almond milk. A lot of it is so saturated with sugar that it negates any kind of nutritional value that you could have. So it is good in cereal, though. If you're ever looking for a milk to put on cereal, almond milk is excellent. Stacy, I see some chocolate milk fans on here, some gallon milk drinkers, a lot of comments coming in.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and that made me think. So I never really just pour a glass of milk to drink. It's usually I put the almond milk with the cereal, or if I'm gonna have, I don't know, some homemade chocolate chip cookies, like of course you gotta have a glass of milk. But I'm not the kind of person that would just grab a glass of milk to drink. My husband does that. I just never have done that. But let's go ahead and look at the comments. Jason says he likes whole milk, chocolate, 2%, pretty much anything but buttermilk. Understandable. Carol says, I drink almond milk and sometimes regular 2%. Joe is a whole to 2% milk drinker. She said no skim milk here. And Carol says she likes the Almond Breeze chocolate milk. Yeah, that one's really good. Bobby likes to drink the Nesquik chocolate milk with 23 grams of protein in it. Carl is lactose free only. Let's see. Sharia says that she agrees with Nadine, and I don't see. Okay, Nadine says if I drink a glass of milk, it has to be really cold. I always have to drop a couple of ice cubes in it. Don't knock it until you try it. I've never tried that before. But Sharia says it has to be really cold, and she adds strawberry syrup to her milk. But okay, Marissa, I got to ask about this coffee milk thing. I've seen you post.
Guys, okay.
Like
so
iced coffee with milk?
No.
Okay.
So it's like a chocolate syrup, but it's coffee syrup. and you put it in your milk and you mix it up. And it's kind of like I think it came from Rhode Island. I don't know. I have family. I grew up in Massachusetts. My mom's from Rhode Island, so she's going to watch this and laugh because it's a Rhode Island thing. But it's fantastic. It's very much like you go outside of New England and not many people hear of it. So it's very good. Highly recommend.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I don't drink that on the reg though. I very rarely drink that. I'm a skim milk drinker. And occasionally almond milk.
Okay, well, if Mama Tansino's watching, maybe she can send us some samples.
Yes. You heard the Mom. Come on.
Okay. All right, on that note, as you're wrapping up your breakfast, probably finishing off that glass of milk, we need a final check of our forecast, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say send some of that down from New England, and we'll send the folks up there some cheer
There
wine.
you go.
How about
trade.
that?
Compromise.
Yeah, the spice of
Maybe
life.
they do, actually.
All right, let's look at that 7-day. It's beautiful out in the garden as I peer up to the sky, kind of a mix of sun and clouds, but we're going to warm up and it'll be a little breezy today on our way to the mid-70s. Partly cloudy with an isolated shower late tonight, low 50s. Cold front moves through the area tomorrow, but very limited moisture. Most of us stay dry, but there could be a pop-up shower. Behind the front, it becomes windy in the afternoon as winds may gust up near 30 miles per hour. 68 the high on Wednesday. That northwesterly wind will be ushering in chillier air for Thursday and Friday. 63 on Thursday, 67 on Friday. Likely seeing some frost both Thursday and Friday morning as morning lows dip into the mid-30s. We'll bring in a rain chance coming up on Saturday. That may extend into Sunday morning. 67 on Saturday and near 70 on Sunday.
Gonna have to cover those plans, probably, it looks like, or at least keep the covers on standby in case you do.
Yeah. Well, we have much more news coming up the rest of the day today. The news continues on WFMYnews2.com and our social media pages.
Yep, and join us for WFMY News 2 at noon. For now, get out there and get to it. Have a wonderful day.